It is the first quarter of 2026. In just 40 days, the global labor market has violently fractured. 600,000 jobs evaporated into the digital ether. On January 28th, Amazon executed Project Dawn. They liquidated 16,000 corporate roles overnight. These were not warehouse workers or entry-level coders. These were the architects, the middle managers, and the strategic analysts. The corporations call it a great structural realignment, but behind the closed doors of Fortune 500 boardrooms, it is known as the Agentic Turn. They are tearing down the human pillars of their organizations and replacing you with an invisible algorithmic scaffold. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to spot this trap and how to make yourself mathematically impossible to replace. To understand why your job is on the line, you must understand the shift from predicting words to executing actions. We have moved past the era of large language models. We have entered the era of large action models, or LAMIS. The old AI followed simple if-then rules. The new agentic workflow uses chain-of-thought reasoning to decompose massive goals into subtasks. It does not just write a report. It accesses your company's Slack, reads your emails, and modifies the corporate database directly through OpenAPIs. This is the invisible scaffold. A single supervisor agent now routes tasks to specialized worker agents, one for coding, one for security, and one for finance. It bypasses the entire middle management layer. It is faster. It is cheaper, and it never asks for a raise. But this efficiency creates the accountability paradox. The algorithm makes the decision, but you retain the liability. You are being demoted from a decision maker to a mere compliance monitor. You are the one who signs the paperwork when the black box AI makes a $25 million mistake. The hardware isn't the real problem. The real threat is buried in the terms of service of these autonomous agents, and it changes everything about who is responsible when the system fails. In the fourth quarter of 2025, corporate earnings calls became a bloodbath. Companies mentioning AI more than 10 times executed job cuts double the size of their peers. They call it the pivot penalty. Executives like Mark Benioff are quoted saying, quote, "I need less heads." They are liquidating human payrolls to fund massive compute infrastructure. But look at the internal ledger. 95% of these corporate AI projects yield zero measurable returns. Instead of efficiency, they have created workslop. For every 10 hours saved by the machine, human teams spend 4 hours fixing hallucinated errors. This is the Gen AI divide. In January 2026, U.S. employers announced over 108,000 cuts. This is the highest January total since the Great Recession of 2009. The math is simple and cold. A supervisor agent handles task routing, while humans are reduced to compliance checkers. They promised a revolution of innovation, but they delivered a digital cage. The ladder of corporate progress is being dismantled. When entry-level tasks are 95% automated, the apprenticeship model breaks. By 2030, 92 million roles will be displaced globally. The gap between the junior worker and the senior executive is becoming a canyon. We are losing the next generation of leaders to a black box. Your own staff are the new sleeper agents. 93% of employees now use unauthorized shadow AI to stay afloat. They are feeding proprietary trade secrets into public clouds just to keep their heads above water. This is the security nightmare of 2026. In September, a single deepfake fraud cost a firm $25 million. The agents are making the calls, and the humans are left holding the bill. The invisible scaffold is built, but you do not have to let it crush you. Survival in the agentic turn requires pure architectural awareness. You must refuse to be the legal shield for a broken algorithm. Recognize the accountability paradox in your own office. When the machine dictates the firing, but you sign the paperwork, you hold the liability. Demand explainable AI frameworks immediately. Force your executives to provide visual grounding and citation tracking for every single automated decision. Defend your proprietary knowledge. Advocate for zero-knowledge architectures and local small language models. Your workflows must process data and immediately forget it. Do not let your lifetime of expertise become free training data for a public cloud. Subscribing to this channel is not just a metric, it is gaining access to a critical survival community. We are mapping the architecture of this new economy so you can navigate the maze from above. But protecting your corporate role is only the first step. The very tools you use to read PDFs and browse the web are actively betraying you. They are called indirect prompt injections. And they are quietly extracting your entire digital life right